I want this video to be a challenge for you. A lot of guys in relationships, they try to go through life trying to get approval from their girlfriend or from their wife, and they will maybe make decisions that they don't really want to make, but they think, oh yeah, if I do this or if I change my opinion here, I might get her approval, or she might like me more or give me what I want. And from what I've found, it's just not the right way to go about this. This first all came to my attention when a good friend of mine, Ryan, showed me this video by Dr. Robert Glover. He was featured on Chris Williamson's podcast, and they were talking about this subject of like what it means to be a nice guy and why women really are not that attracted to guys that are like really, really nice. And it's not to say that like men shouldn't be kind-hearted and like do things that are very genuine, but what it's saying is men who like let their needs like fall over and try to like just fully fulfill everyone else's needs, they actually become less attractive to women that they're wanting, and they get very resentful inside. And as a person who kind of grew up with this kind of nature, I would say yes to things I didn't really agree with, or I would say yes to invites I didn't want to go to. I would kind of feel guilted into saying yes because I wanted to like feel connected to that person and be like, oh yeah, if I say that I like this food and they like it, maybe we'll connect more. And like I would be like that in a lot of ways. And what I found is it really started to stain my previous relationship because I would just agree with whatever she said, or like just kind of let her make executive decisions about like where we're going and what the plan is. And like I grew up with a mom who was like a really solid planner and kind of was like she's a business owner, and so she was really in charge. And what I found is that like my mom had a very masculine kind of presence in the home, and it almost like put me in a slight feminine presence because she was kind of calling the shots. She was in charge. She was actually my boss because I work for this company that she built. And so it just put me in an interesting position of like saying yes a lot, just kind of like, sure, I'll do it. Fine. Yeah, that's fine. Kind of like that kind of bending over nature. And like what I found was like, it's sometimes better to be authentic and say you don't want to do something, or say you can't do something, or say you didn't fully finish something, versus saying like, oh yeah, it'll get done. Yep, your approval means everything to me, so I'm going to be sure to like say what you want to hear. And like I kind of gained this kind of people-pleasing nature from, I guess, many experiences growing up. But what I found is like in my current relationship, she's a huge proponent of me making executive decisions. If I want to go somewhere, I tell her, hey, we're going here. Or if I want to hit the gym at 4:00, it's like at 4:00, we're going to the gym. Or, I just planned out a 3-piece date night where I'm like, all right, we're going here, and then we're going here, and then we're going here. I'm not going to tell you where we're going. Just be in the passenger seat ready at 6 p.m. and we'll be good to go. And this kind of like gives you more status, not in a status way, but like it rises you up more as like the leader in the relationship. A lot of women will have to lead the relationship because they are realizing like their man is not able to make decisions, or kind of cracks under pressure, or just will be like, it's whatever you guys want, up to you. And what I found is like I used to be that guy because I wanted to make sure that everyone's needs were being met. Like, okay, I want to make sure I say yes so that they can feel good, and yeah, I got to do that so that they can feel connected. And like I was always just like, oh, what's going to make these other people feel like they're at home or they're really enjoying themselves? And like what that would do to me is it would leave me in this state of like frustration. I did not enjoy doing that at all. I am drained. I'm frustrated. How could they not see that I really didn't enjoy doing that and I don't want to do it again? Yet they seem to think that I'm so pumped to do it another time. But the reality is, on the outside, I'm being all friendly and, oh, this is so fun. And because I'm not being honest. I'm the guy who's saying that it's all fun and, oh, I'll do it again. But then inside being like, I really don't want to. Why did I say yes? How can't they see I don't want to do this? It's like, and it's all because I'm so worried about getting someone's approval and making sure that they like me or that I'm acceptable or whatever. And this can really be the case in relationships. And like, that's why Robert Glover, he mentions in this podcast, like, blurt out what you want to blurt out. Like, if you have something on your mind, share it. It's way better to be honest and maybe a little wrong than to say something that's just false or not true and lie about it, kind of in a way of like pretend to be something else. It'd be better to be like honest and potentially a little bit inaccurate than to be like lying but fully like, you know that that's what that person wants to hear, or it might be accurate to them. And so it's like, this is just a great challenge for all of us guys and women listening. Like, sometimes people will just make decisions because they're so worried about other people. They have a trait of agreeableness, or they just want to like make sure that everyone's getting along. But like, women actually enjoy, when there's a little bit of tension or when there's a little bit of leadership, in the sense of like, oh, I don't know what we're going to choose. I'm kind of on the edge of my seat. I feel some tension. I don't know what to do. I'm along for the ride. And that kind of feeling actually is kind of like the true feminine form, where she can almost like it's like a dance where like you lead the first steps and she follows, and you're like, all right, you're leading that way, and then she follows. And it's like the masculine feminine, and it has to do with a lot of things in life. And it's very interesting. And when you can like be the full masculine for your woman and just be in charge, make decisions, even if you're wrong, choose the restaurant, even if it sucks, say we're going here, even if the event wasn't as good as you thought, she's going to enjoy that so much more than you being like, oh, I don't know, what do you think? What do you want to do? And now she's like, oh, I wanted to go on an adventurous, fun experience with my man, and now like I have to do all the planning and the logistics, and now I'm not like having that spark anymore. And you can give your woman that spark of excitement when you're just in that position of the executive. Like, where are we going? What are you doing? Why are we going here? Be honest and be really truthful with what you want and why you want it. And if your woman is aligned with you in a deep way, she's going to follow, and she's never going to really leave. And that's the kind of stuff that really just makes my heart kind of soar. I love when I see couples that are able to like really dial this in, because like, it's so possible to have. Like, if your woman doesn't really trust your leadership right now, it's because previous decisions you've made did not end up very well, or the direction that you're steering the vehicle or the ship of the family, it's not like pushing everyone in a very good direction. So therefore your woman has to almost put on a captain hat and be like, all right, for now I have to be in charge until my man shapes up. And all these guys are like, yeah, I don't know, I don't want to make the wrong decision, and I don't want to, get more disapproval from her. I hate when she's mad at me, and I don't want to do that to her. And like, sometimes you have to get around men that are steering the ship correctly. Like, from what I've found, I've had like 8 mentors in my life throughout the years, maybe 5 close ones that are like core to me, and maybe 2 like very core ones that are almost always there. Like, it's really powerful to just have those men and be like, all right, what do I do in this situation? As a high class male, or a person who's like trying to walk a narrow path, what do you think I should do? And having that kind of guidance just really can be so beautiful. And that's exactly what I try to do for the men that join this group, is like, I get them paired up with the right people and try to give them the right clues and advice that would really just push them on that path. And like, from what I've found, like, there's studies where when men are able to gather with other men and have that kind of fellowship and brotherhood, they're able to show up with more passion, energy, drive, and focus in their relationship. Whereas sometimes when you're just stuck talking with just your woman about different things, it can be easy to almost slip into like, stagnating, like, oh, let's just chill. But like, when you have men that are like checking in on you and are like, what's been going on, you almost are forced to sharpen yourself and be like, well, this has been going good, but this hasn't been going as good. And then it's like, all right, why hasn't it? And it's like, well, honestly, I've probably been slacking here. And it's like, all right, how about next week when we meet, you've made some progress on this. And then, you can start to sharpen yourself without having to just do it in front of your woman. Because, like I was saying, the feminine enjoys, like, the fantasy for a feminine is to be kind of swept off her feet and feel like her man has it fully in control. She can sleep peacefully. She knows that you've got her back. She knows that you are leading in the right direction. And that is kind of what she wants to see. If you're going to her all the time and being like, oh, I'm so stressed. Man, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I have no idea how to solve this. These kinds of things that are quite honest and powerful. It's the other side of the equation where it's like going and being hyper honest and vulnerable with guys and kind of sharpening and kind of figuring out a good strategy, then going to the woman and being like, all right, I've had a lot of conversations about this and I think this is a good way to go about it. What do you think? And like, it puts you in more of like a problem solving, masculine, attractive kind of frame versus like, yeah, I'm unknown. I really don't know what to do. Because then it kind of puts her in the masculine and is like, she's now going to start solving your problems potentially. And it's almost going to feel like, it's not going to feel good. I don't like when that happens to me. So it's been my lesson to like go to other men who are just living out an awesome life. And the results are really beautiful. So I hope this inspires you to start taking a more masculine approach into your life. Like, get around better men, start standing up for what you actually want and what you actually need. These are things that are going to just push your relationship into the next dimension and truly decrease the risk of divorce. Like, that's the number one goal here, kind of like create families, that are super, super high caliber, people that are growing with Jesus, people that are growing every single day. Like, that's the mission. But it all starts with men. Men have to be that leaders. I want every man to be a man of freedom so that they can lead their life and their wife down an awesome path. So I hope that is inspiring for you.